FIFA President Gianni Infantino earlier in that ceremony, who has previously advocated for U.S. President Donald Trump to be given the Nobel Peace Prize, handed Trump a newly created FIFA Peace Prize.
This is what we want from a leader that cares about the people. We want to live in a safe world, in a safe environment. We want to unite. That's what we do here today. That's what we'll do at the World Cup, Mr. President. And you definitely deserve the first FIFA Peace Prize for your action, for what you have obtained in your way, but you obtained it in an incredible way. And you can always count, Mr. President, on my support, on the support of the entire football community or soccer community to help you make peace and make the world prosper all over the world.
The award recognizes a person who has taken exceptional and extraordinary actions for peace. Trump has previously declared himself to be the president of peace and claims to have ended 8 wars in his second term alone. He recently renamed the Washington Institute of Peace in his honor. With me now is James Grossi, soccer analyst and reporter with Toronto FC. Nice to see you today, James.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I'm still scratching my head over this intersection of world conflicts and peace and soccer, otherwise known as football. What do you make of this new award?
Yeah, it's always a little bit tricky to wrap your head around, how an organization that claims that they don't want to get involved in politics somehow finds a way to end up playing the game. Countries are sanctioned when domestic politics get too close to operations within the game in their country. So, we all know that FIFA operates in this world and they have to find a way, and they do that rather skillfully. And so I'm not really thinking of this as a peace prize as much as I'm seeing it as a peace offering. The American president has threatened to use the hosting of matches against some of the cities. Boston and Seattle come to mind, and moving those games. And so I see this as a bit of a peace offering to maybe sort of smooth out that possibility as FIFA prepares for this massive sporting event.
Well, we still see Seattle on the list for playing the game, so hopefully the schedule is somewhat settled. Speaking of the schedule, we learned today who's going to be playing in the first round. What do you make of the matchups for Canada?
For Canada, it's about as good as you could hope for. Switzerland coming out of that second pot to be the first team that Canada is drawn against is a tough opponent, but it's not as bad as it could have been in that group. Then Qatar is the kind of team that you're going to have to beat if you want to get through your group at a World Cup competition. And then the kicker was what came out of pot 4 and the winner of UEFA Playoff A, where that potential of a Canada-Italy opening game for Canada's first match in a home World Cup here in Toronto at BMO Field is got the potential to be a pretty major event. So, yeah, about what you expected. Not the easiest group, but also a group that Canada, I think, will feel comfortable in and will want to move out of that group. And they play the first game in Toronto, as I mentioned. The second 2 games will be played in Vancouver. You get that potential Italy game out of the way first, and then you can really focus on getting 3 points against Qatar and maybe getting 3 against Switzerland, and that's your route into the knockout round.
Okay, wait, do you actually think that's realistic?
To get out of the group, or
oh, we've lost your image there for a second, but we can still hear you, James. To actually make it to the next round for Canada.
Oh, you have to go into a competition like this with that in mind.
Okay.
That first game is always really pivotal. If you lose that first game, you're going to be chasing. If you can get a point in that first game, I think you set yourself up well to get into that second game against Qatar. And, that's going to be a must-win game for Canada if they hope to move on. And, you get 4 points from those first 2 matches. It's a bit of a toss-up against Switzerland. They've done really well in qualifying, went unbeaten through their UEFA group, had a couple of recent matches against the U.S. and Mexico where they won both. And they're a very experienced side who have played in a ton of these competitions before. So it'll be tough sledding, but Jesse Marsh and Canada have been working towards this for the last 18 months, for the last year, so they'll be raring to go.
Okay, we'll touch base with you as the matches approach. Thanks, James. James Grossi, soccer analyst.